This is Mike with Hurst Driveline Conversions. Today we're looking at the tunnel patch kit for the 64 through 66 Mustang with the Tremec TKO 5-speed conversion. We designed this kit because cutting the tunnel gives you the proper clearance and driveline angle when installing your transmission. The kit includes the tunnel brace, your template, and your patch. The first step is going to be cutting out the template in the area shown, and once this is done, we can jump in our Mustang and take a look at the rest of the installation. Alright, so we've got our template installed. Basically, you're going to take the 4 hole locations that are for the factory shifter hole. You're going to line those up. Then you're going to take the center point of the template and measure in from the kick panels. And it should measure approximately 27.5 inches from both sides. Once your template is centered where you like it, you can go ahead and tape it down. Then you're going to trace out the half circle section at the factory shifter opening. And then you're going to center punch the locations marked A and B. The template says center punch A only, meaning that you're not actually going to drill the 2 locations marked A. You're going to take your 3/8 drill bit and drill the locations marked B only. But once you're done center punching all those locations, you can go ahead and remove your template and drill out the locations marked B. And it's not the end of the world if you accidentally drill A as well. But once the locations are drilled out, you're going to basically connect the dots. With a paint pen. And you're going to just follow along and go to all those points. And that'll be the area that you're going to cut out. And it should look roughly like this. We have our transmission installed just to show you what the clearance is and how tight they really are. So once you've cut out this section, one thing to take note of is that right through here is where the factory bracing runs through the tunnel. You can use a Sawzall or an angle grinder or even a plasma cutter, whatever's available to you. You can use whatever you need to cut it out, but the main thing to remember is where you're cutting at, where the bracing goes across in the stock tunnel, you need to cut straight down at a 90-degree angle to make sure that this brace will fit when you go to install it. So once you have your half circle cut out and your tunnel cut out, you're ready to install the Hurst brace. It slides up from the bottom, and the legs right here line up with the factory bracing on both sides, and it should fit flush against the angle of the brace. Once it's pushed up and it's level across the top, you'll want to weld it in fully, and you can see how tight the clearance is here as well. So once your brace is fully welded and installed, you're going to take your template or your patch and you're going to set it in, and then you're going to want to trace around the patch with a paint pen, and this gives you the idea of how much this comes over the top of your cut and where you need to clean all the excess adhesive and paint or rust and whatnot. It needs to be cleaned off and prepped for your final installation. So once you have all of the metal cleaned up and ready to go, you can install the patch. There are multiple ways that it can go in. You can glue it in, you can weld it in. It's pre-drilled, so you can screw it in, or you can rivet it in. The main thing is you want to make sure it's sealed once it's installed. We found good luck with using an OEM approved metal panel bonding adhesive, and it's basically the same thing that the factory uses for their body panels. So another thing to keep in mind is that the clearance between your patch and the cross member brace that you put in, or I'm sorry, the tunnel brace that you put in, is a tight clearance. You want to use your adhesive or whatever you're using to seal it with. You want to put some in between your patch and brace to prevent any vibration or rattle. So once your patch is fully installed and you're sealed, including these two seams here around the entire inside of the patch, you want to go in from underneath and seal it from underneath as well. If you want to adjust the body panel or the metal paneling so that there's no gap and then seal it that way, that's fine, as long as you make a watertight seal. You could still use your bonding adhesive that you used inside underneath as well. The main goal here is to make sure that there are no places for water to pool and cause anything to rust later on. So once you're sealed from the inside and underneath, the installation is complete. We do offer other kits for this car, such as the transmission cross member, the shifter, and a hydraulic clutch kit. So if you have any questions about this particular kit or anything else that we offer for this car, you can visit our website